Magandang araw sa inyo mga banateros. Eto na nga, mukhang makakabalik na si Pangulong Duterte. Naku po, malupit po ito. Palakpakan tayo. Alam nyo mga kababayan, itong nangyayari ngayon sa Dahig, talaga nga naman sinusubaybayan ng buong mundo. At isa sa sinusubaybayan at laging inaabangan ho ng mga media dito ay yung abogado ho ni Pangulong Duterte na alam mo, ano siya, may pagkamataray siya, pero gusto ko siya. Kasi alam nyo, barado ho yung mga media. Yung mga, alam mo naman yung mga media natin dito, may pagka may pagka pasensya na ho pero ito talagang term na dapat itawag sa inyo mga bayaran at gago, di ba? Mamaya pag-usapan natin yan, meron akong matinding pasabog mamaya na nakita at ipapakita ko at papaliwanag ko sa inyo. Pero bago po yan, ito munang interview ng ilang mga media dito sa abogado ni Pangulong Duterte. At dahil dito sa interview na ito, alam mo na natingin ko maganda talaga ang titulo nitong video natin is Duterte makakabalik na nga. Naku, patay tayo dyan. Naku, ito na. Panoorin natin to at ipapaliwanag natin sa bawat isa kung ano ba yung nangyayari at kung paano binara ng lawyer ni Pangulong Duterte ang mga media. O, palakpakan mo na!
Obviously, it's always welcome that there are supporters.
O, ayan, nilagyan na natin ng subtitle para mas kasi minsan yung kanyang islang medyo may pagkaano talaga, mahirap intindihin. Kaya nilagyan na natin ng subtitle.
But politics to one side, and the judicial process to another side. And the family want me to convey a message that the judicial process must be respected.
Ayan, ang ganda ho ito Yung una kasi parang sinasabi dito, reaction niya doon sa nangyayari na mga pagrarally o suporta ng sambayan ng Pilipino, lalong-lalo na nung panahon ng birthday niya. At ito nga, ang ganda ng sinabi niya dito mismong ang pamilya Duterte ang nagsasabing let's respect the court. Alam nyo, ganyan si Pangulong Duterte. Yan ang katangian niya ever since. He always respected the law. Diba? Dahil nga siya ay abogado, dating prosecutor, dating piskal, kaya po siya masyadong marespeto sa batas. At lagi niya nga ho yan sinasabi, paulit-ulit niya yan kahit nung sa mga rally, diba? Kasi may mga nagrarally na gusto na ng revolusyon. Sabi niya talaga noon, hindi. Tayo'y sumunod sa batas. Atin pong sundan po ang mga batas sa ating bayan. At yan din ang pinapaalala niya ngayon sa mga supporter niya kasi nakikita talaga ng buong mundo na dumadami, nagkakaroon talaga ng people power patungkol sa panawagan na pauwi na si Pangulong Duterte. Pero anong paalala ho ni Kaufman, ni attorney? Sabi niya, ihiwalay natin ang politika at ang mga bagay-bagay dito. At higit sa lahat, ang request ng pamilya Duterte ay respetuhin natin ang korte o ang batas ng ICC na to.
There must be absolutely no interference with the independence of the court.
Ayan, no interference. Diba?
With the judges and for all the parties. Every case at the International Criminal Court is always a highly charged case from a political point of view. There are participants in that process. There's the prosecution, there's the defense, and also there are the victims. The victims' counsels will make their submissions in court. Their right to make those submissions must be respected. So I ask everybody to bear that in mind. All the supporters who have demonstrated this huge expression of love, they should also bear that in mind as well. Thank you very much.
Yan po kasi yung malaking issue. Ang kulit po kasi ng media dyan, paulit-ulit na sinasabi, ano ba magiging epekto ng malaking rally? Para bagang sinasabi nila na rally kayo ng rally, wala namang epekto yun sa ICC. Kaya nga ginaganyan nila yung mga abogado. Tinanong din nila yan doon sa mukhang ulikba na abogado ng kabila. Tinanong sa kanya kung ano ba epekto niyang rally na yan. Kasi para bagang sinasabi nila, rally kayo ng rally, dami-dami nyo, wala namang epekto sa ICC. So ganyan nga yung sinasabi dito kay Kaufman. Meron bang epekto yung rally na yan sa ICC? Alam mo naman itong mga media tulol di ba? Totoo naman Yan ang purpose ng pagtatanong nila
Sir, have you filed any motion for the interim release of the former president?
Once again, interim release is a complex process. We're considering it and we'll file it at the appropriate time.
Once again, huwag ka na makulit, sabi. Sa komplikadong bagay yan at sa tamang panahon. Sa tamang panahon, aanuhin natin yan.
You're not yet filing. Have you filed or not yet?
I'm not telling you when I'm going to file anything.
Gusto ko yun. Like ko yun. Sabi ba naman niya. Kasi inulit pa Tinanong mo na Akala niya siguro, madudulas. Yung mga tipong mapipili. Alam mo kasi sa atin minsan, pasensya na ang tamaan, wag magalit ganyan talaga buhay. Yung mga politiko sa atin, kahit yung lalong-lalo na yung si Madam Claire, pag inulit-ulit mo yung tanong, mas lalong maiinis, mapipikon, tapos bibira sa Duterte. Ganon yun Walang kontrol Kita mo talaga mahina ang EQ Diba? Walang kontrol Kaya pagka inulit-ulit mo yung tanong, alam mong madudulas at magagalit ba? Ika nga. Eto, ano sagot niya? I'm not going to tell you. Alitin natin. Ang sarap nung pakinggan
Once again, interim release is a complex process. We're considering it and we will file it at the appropriate time.
We will file it at the appropriate time. Ang lina, ibig sabihin, file namin yan sa tamang panahon. At bigla ba naman tanungin pa uli?
Have you? You're not yet filing. Have you filed or not yet?
I'm not telling you when I'm going to file anything.
Palakpakan. Kakasagot ko lang eh. Kakasagot ko lang na on appropriate time. Tapos tatanungin mo naman, nag-file ka na? Kailan ka mag-file? I'm not going to answer that. Ha?
How about, sir, you are mentioning in one interview that you have saw is a compelling argument
Ano you have so? No comment.
with regard to junking of the case in terms of
Tignan mo to.
jurisdiction. Can you just give us a little bit about it?
I wouldn't use the word junking the case. Junking the case is slang.
Islang. Kasi naman eh. Yan ang tinatawag nating journalism 101 ng Pilipinas. Yan yung pinagmamalaki ng mga congressman eh. Mga journalist, may standard yan eh. Mga journalist, magagaling yan eh. Hindi katulad ng mga vlogger yan eh. Oh, kita nyo na journalist siya. Anong junking? Junking is a slang. Don't use that to me. Oh, alinaw yan. Ganda ng ano eh.
You are mentioning in one interview that you have saw is a compelling argument with regard to junking of the case in terms of jurisdiction. Can you just give us a little bit about it?
I wouldn't use the word junking the case. Junking the case is slang. What I would say is that the jurisdictional arguments are arguments which have been bandied about for many years now. They've been considered by the Supreme Court in the Philippines. They've even been considered by the International Criminal Court. These
Nagigets nyo? So sinasabi niya, yung jurisdiction, applicable yung batas natin sa Supreme Court natin. Okay? Importante yon. Ibig sabihin, kasi bakit niya sinasabi to? The ICC respect the law nung bansa na yon. Laging ganun sila eh. Lagi doon sa kanilang Rome Statute na yan, lagi sinasabi, nire-respeto ko ano yung batas doon sa lugar na yon. Kaya nga niya sinasabi, regarding sa junking of the case, ay sinasabi niya, sa Supreme Court nyo, nire-respeto ang jurisdiction. Kahit dito, nire-respeto rin ang jurisdiction. Ayan o, inulit niya pa yun. Inulit niya, sinabi niya pa
been bandied about for many years now. They've been considered by the Supreme Court in the Philippines. They've even been considered by the International Criminal Court.
Kahit daw sa ICC, yung jurisdiction, malaking bagay yun. If kung meron pa rin jurisdiction yung ICC. Kaya nga sa tingin ko, mukhang mapapaagang mapauwi si Pangulong Duterte sa tamang panahon ika nga nito. Kasi ang inabangan ng iba, yung September, yung pagdating dun sa parang presenta ng case. Ang dating nito ni Kaufman, sinasabi niya na may timing. Tinatimingan nila doon sa pag-junk ng case. Bakit? Kasi nga, naniniwala siya na merong jurisdiction na issue pa. Kung ito ba ay dapat dinggin dito dahil nga wala nang jurisdiction ng ICC sa Pilipinas. Yun din ang sinasabi niya. Okay? Kaya lang, syempre, mga abogago dito sa Pilipinas, lalo na yung nasa Malacanang, masyadong nagmamagaling. Ito ho, nag-work po itong si Kaufman, hindi lamang po sa pagiging defense lawyer, naging prosecutor din po siya ng ICC. Matagal na po siya nagtatrabaho sa ICC. Ibig sabihin po mga kababayan, mas may alam to kaysa dun sa mga gunggong na abogado natin sa Pilipinas na alam naman nating anti-Duterte lang. Di ba po?
These are still valid live arguments and they will be argued in court at the right time.
Attorney Kaufman, have you completely formed the defense team for former President Duterte? Is it a complete team now?
Yes, we're putting the final touches to it.
How many are still?
Are you waiting for another lawyer to be added? We heard that there's still one more slot.
Once again, I'm putting the final touches to the defense.
Ang kulit talaga ng mga ng mga lawyer, ng mga media, no? Natawa tuloy siya eh. Kasi sinabi na nga, I'm putting up with the team, inaayos ko na yung team, tapos biglang hihirit pa. So may kulang pa kayong isa. Kailan pa aayusin yung isa? Once again, I'm doing the final touches. Ang kulit mo eh, paulit-ulit. Yung mga media na to, nakatikim tuloy kayo.
Okay, so the final touches.
Mr. Kaufman, from an ethical point of view, because the former President Duterte publicly made a statement about relating the killing of the Jews to his war on drugs. Can you comment on that?
Ito, condescending naman yung tanong. Kasi kesyo daw, ito yung konteksto nun. Kasi ito yung laging sinasabi nito mga tarantadong media na ito. Sinasabi nila na kesyo daw hinambing ni Pangulong Duterte yung pagpatay sa mga adik, okay? Pagpatay sa mga drug lord, sa pagpatay sa mga kriminal, sa pagpatay ni Hitler dito sa mga Jews. Which is, we all know, it is bad. So, akala nung iba, sinasabi na, pinalalabas nila yung idea na si Duterte, Hinambing yung pagpatay niya sa mga kriminal, sa mga adik, sa pagpatay ni Hitler sa mga Jews. Ito, Jew to. So, anong ginagawa niya? Sinusubukan niyang pikunin ito at para sabihin na si Duterte ganito. 'Di ba? Pero ang hindi kasi alam, buti na lang hindi sumagot ito ng diretso. Ibig sabihin talagang iniwasan niya yan. Pero ang maliho kasi dito, ang sinabi ni Pangulong Duterte, if you are comparing me to Hitler, ganun ang sinabi niya eh. If you are comparing me to Hitler, mas malala pa ako kay Hitler. Nagigets nyo? Hindi niya sinabing, ako, para ako si Hitler. Hindi niya sinabing ganun. Sila yung nagsasabi na para ako si Hitler. Kaya nga, if you are comparing me to Hitler, therefore, mas malala ako dun. Oh. Kasi nga, ginagago niya yung mga taong nagsasabing para siyang si Hitler. Naintindihan na natin. Kasi sinasabi na iba, diktador ka, para ka si Hitler, mamamatay tao ka. Ganun ba? Mas malala ako dun. Oh. Nagigets ninyo. Tapos nga yung pinalalabas nila, tingnan mo na, kinumpare niya yung sarili niya kay Hitler. Ay, mga gunggong talaga. Nakakagago talaga itong mga media. Ngayon, gagamitin pa ito para magalit itong abogadong Jew. Buti na lang ito, sagot ni, buti matalino ito, hindi katulad to ng mga media-medyahan natin sa Pilipinas. Ito pakingge.
I'm not going to comment on that. People say things all the time. It's not my position to debate it. I have a job to do. I'm going to defend the former president to the best of my ability.
Don't worry, Mr. Kaufman. If you would really dig into this, let me just say one thing, okay? Let me try my best to explain it to you in the words, in the language that you would understand. First of all, Mr. Duterte, our former president, did not say he is like Hitler who kills many Jews. He didn't say that. He said was, you people who compares me again with Hitler because of killing people, I am worse than Hitler because I kill many more. Many more. Right. Okay. What simply he's saying that he's just answering how do you call this? Satire. He's answering the accusation of people. Okay? The accusation of people that he is like Hitler. No, he didn't say he is Hitler. He just said, I am worse if you're comparing with me with Hitler because I kill more criminals. I kill criminals. That's why he is meaning many criminals. Okay? Understood, sir? Don't worry. People around you will explain it to you.
Attorney Kaufman, is there any chance for former President Duterte to have his case dismissed on a jurisdictional issue?
Uulitin na naman. Paulit-ulit na yung tanong. Tanga ba kayong mga media? Alam mo, ako nahihiya. Sa totoo lang, ako nahihiya para sa inyo. Kasasagot lang kanina, uulitin mo na naman tanong. Hindi, parang ang dating, hindi ka marunong umintindi. Bobo ka ba? Ganun ang dating bobo ka?
Before the confirmation hearing in September.
Once again, it's the judges who decide when to hear that argument. Obviously, I would like it to be heard first of all. I believe that there are compelling arguments, and I will seek to persuade the judges. But the people who decide at the end of the day are the judges themselves. It's not my job to presume anything here. I believe that there is a strong argument for the lack of ability to exercise jurisdiction, given the Philippines' withdrawal from the Rome Statute. I hope that the judges will accept my submission. They might decide, obviously, that they don't want to hear it at the earlier stages. They might want to combine it with the confirmation hearing itself. I hope that will not happen. But once again, it's not my position now to presume anything.
Ayan, Alina, ang ganda ng sagot niya Yun talaga ay aming hihingin. Okay? But I respect the judges kung kailan nila gustong pakinggan yung argument namin. Actually, ang sinasabi niya nga dito, baka isabay na doon sa confirmation hearing. Ayan, Kaya lang, sana, wini-wish niya
itself. I hope that will not happen. But
I hope that will not happen na ididinggin ng etong court ng ICC o ng judge ng ICC. Sana agahan. Pero syempre, nirerespeto niya yung desisyon nung korte. Okay? Malinaw ho ang sinasabi niya diyan. Okay? Para kasi alam mo very very professional. Hindi katulad nung babaeng mukhang ulikba doon sa tumutugis kay Pangulong Duterte, yung nagpo-prosecute kay Pangulong Duterte, yung komunista, yun. Abogadong ewan ko, hindi marunong sa lengguwahe nila.
Once again, it's not my position now to presume anything. I just make my submissions in court and the judges will decide.
Yeah, Attorney Kaufman, you received the documentary evidence submitted by the prosecutor's office.
Tingnan mo ito. Ito kasi, alam mo natatawa ako kasi pinanood ko rin yung mga interview nun ni Ulikba Hindi ko na lang babanggitin kung sino yung Ulikba Siya, ang hilig niya mag-discuss ng issue o pagdating sa mga evidence, ang hiling niya i-discuss, binabanggit niya yung dami ng tao na napatay, ilang cases. Eto, tingnan niyo yung sagot niya ha. Nung tinanong siya tungkol doon sa evidence na pinresenta sa kanila, tingnan niyo yung sagot niya.
There are expunable evidences that you take.
The disclosure process is confidential, and I'm not going to disclose anything about it.
Palakbakan. Yan ang mga gusto kong banat eh. Di ba? Akala ko, ang mataray na abogado si Panelo. May mas mataray na pala sa kanila. Ito talagang, it's confidential. I will not discuss it. Boom, kunana. Di ba? Ay, sus.
Sir, sorry to reiterate the question.
Sorry to reiterate. Ulitin pa talaga. Ako nahihiya sa inyo. Parang ang dating nyo talaga, ewan ko kung content lang ba kayo talaga para may balita o hindi nyo talaga naintindihan yung sagot. Ha?
Question again. How can you say that you can argue with regard to the jurisdiction?
I think I've given my answer to that.
Sabi ko po, alam mo, natatawa ako kasi nagigits ko yung abogado eh. Sabi niya, kasi paulit-ulit na pangatlong tanong na yan tungkol dyan sa jurisdiction. Sinasabi niya nga, of course we will argue on that, pero on proper time, not today. And I will not tell you about it. Kasi nga, this is argument in the court. Alam mo, eto ha mga kababayan, naano ko ito eh. Natutunan ko ito sa mga ilang abogadong kaibigan ko at pati na rin sa akin tatay. When you argue in the court, hindi mo yan sasabihin. Ito yung diskarte ko. Ito yung diskarte natin ha. Keep quiet. Shut up. Di ba? Pagdating sa court, doon kayo maglalabanan eh. Ano yung argument mo? Pag sinabi mo na kaagad, makakapag-prepare na kaagad yung kalaban ng counter-argument doon sa argument mo. So you will not tell it. Kasi nga, taktika mo yun eh. Alam mo kung sino yung mga mahilig magsalita ng kanilang argument? Yung mga fame whore na abogado. Yung mga bobong abogado. Alam na, basta ito, pag ang abogado madaldal, delicates yan. I mean, walang problema kung vlogger ka at ine-explain mo. Hindi ka parte noong kaso. Okay? Walang problema doon. It's explaining kung ano yung nangyayari. Pero parte ka nung case, isa ka sa mga prosecutor, pero ang daldal mo, hindi dapat ganoon. Bakit? Binubuking mo yung strategy mo, ika nga. Itatago mo yan eh. Di ba? Hindi mo pwedeng explain sa tao, sa public. Pag gaganyan, kandidato yan. Hindi abogado. Tama, mali. Di ba, ulik ba? Yeah.
Already fairly comprehensively. Okay.
And you've talked with the family of former President Rodrigo Duterte and including the visits. Are you also assisting with the visits of different family members?
As I said, it's the job of any counsel at the International Criminal Court not just to handle the legal side of things, but also the humanitarian side of things. And it's a right to receive visits from immediate family members.
Ayan. So, yun din. Nilalakad din niya yung siguro yung application na lahat siya din ang sabi hindi nga lang yung legal issue sa court, pati yung mga ina-assist kung paano. Kasi tandaan niyo, abogado yan, sila ho may alam, especially to. Kaya nga, kasi meron mga nagsasabi bakit hindi kinuha si Roque, hindi kinuha yung mga magagaling nating abogado. Iba po kasi ang batas natin, iba rin po yung patakaran doon. Eto, matagal na doon. Eto, nagtrabaho na doon. At madami na siyang hinandle na cases. So alam niya na po yung paano ba dadalaw ang pamilya, paano po ba makakapunta yung mga dapat makapunta. Siya ho ang may alam. Yun ang rason doon. At ayan nga yung parte niya. Kaya nagpapasalamat tayo sa kanyang effort. Thank you very much, Mr. Attorney Kaufman.
And there are also issues about getting some funds.
Tingnan mo ito ha. Tingnan mo ito. Pati ba yung funds? Kasi sa atin dinidiscuss pati yung funds eh. Di ba mantakin mo? Ewan ko nga. Pati yung funds? No comment. Ayoko na lang magsalita. Pero kasi dapat hindi yung dinidiscuss eh. Kung saan kukuha ng funds, pambayad sa abogado. Pati ba naman yung pag-uusapan? I mean, di ba? Bayad sa abogado yun eh. Tingnan mo yung sagot niya dito.
From the ICC. Are you privy on that?
I'm not going to comment on anything to do with funding.
I really like your answer. Bakit ako magko-comment tungkol sa bayaran? O sa funding? Ang galing nito eh. Ito yung mga abogado matitikas eh, no? Hindi yung simple bumanat eh. Pero I'm not going to comment. Baka gusto mo itanong pati sahod ko magkano. Hindi, gusto mo tanungin mo na. Itanong mo na pati magkano sahod ko dito. Magkano kikitain ko dito. Alam mo, eto yung mga pinagmamalaki nating journalist. Mr. Pimentel, Congressman Pimentel, Ace Barbers, ito yung mga pinagmamalaki ninyong journalist. Paduano, ito yung pinagmamalaki ninyong abante na journalist. Pati sahod, pati funding, tatanungin. Hindi na yan parte ng trabaho ninyo. Trabaho ng mga chismosa yan eh. Pati funding.
Attorney Kaufman, in the lighter side, I just want to ask, how are you?
Wala nang natanong eh. Lahat kasi barato. So ano, in the lighter side na nga lang, how are you? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite Filipino food? Wala na kasi matanong eh. Alam mo kung bakit? Yung tanong nyo kasi may karga. Yun ang problema kasi sa inyo mga media. Kasi nga, mamaya ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo kung bakit ganyan ang mga media natin. Now, medyo, hindi naman natin masabing bobo or tanga, pero bakit ganyan? Kasi nga kargado. Mamaya explain ko sa inyo kung bakit kargado. Ha?
Well, thank you very much. Maybe you got information that I had an operation just before I came here. But
Do you have a health issue?
no, I had a hernia fix.
Okay. Have you been getting enough sleep? It must be very busy preparing for this.
Ayan na yung mga date question na yan. Pang ano na yan eh. Kasi nga wala, hindi nila kaya eh. Yung mga tanungan, hindi nila kinakaya eh.
And if you know me well, I never.
I never sleep.
But you've handled other ICC cases. What is your estimate as to how long this will take?
How long would you take? Do you think?
I can't estimate, really. I really can't. All I can do is say that we will make the submissions, and I hope that the submissions will be accepted by the judges.
But what's the difference between handling this particular case and other cases that you've handled in the past?
Well, all cases are highly charged, as I said. Handling a case of the ICC is a challenge. It's always a challenge. Quite frankly, I don't differentiate between my various clients.
With the shows,
Tingnan mo
Filipinos coming from
Sinabi niya na, I do not. Kasi pinipilit siyang ikumpara ito sa ibang mga hinahandle niyang cases. Okay? Na para bagang gustong sabihin na, ano ito kakaiba ito. Ano to? Dahil matindi ang nangyayari sa Pilipinas. Parang ganun ang gustong palabasin eh. Kaya nga sinabi niya, I don't differentiate between my various clients. So hindi niya ano yan, hindi niya ito ganito, ito ganito, walang comparison ika nga.
I don't differentiate between my various clients.
with the shows this much Filipinos coming from all over the world here at the ICC detention facility. Compared to the other cases you've handled in the past, is this the first time you've seen a turnout like this?
Please don't be offended, but no, not really.
Oh, really? Have you seen this in other cases?
This has happened in other cases as well. When a case gets to a critical stage, then there is always a huge demonstration of support from people of the country concerned. And that's
Nakikita ninyo? Kasi nga alam mo, eto there's a big issue on ICC. Bakit to? Alam mo, isa sa issue ng ICC, ang kaya lang nilang kundinahin ay yung mga itim. Totoo po yan. At saka mga Asian, at tulad ni Duterte, but they cannot do it with whites. Kaya nga merong issue ngayon ng ICC na medyo may pagka-racist. So sinasabi niya dito, kita niyo, mamaya sasabihin niya yan eh.
quite frequent in this court.
Can you give
Well, there's numerous African cases where
Yan. So sa pagka sinasabi niya, yung mga other cases like katulad ng mga African na we do not know. I cannot judge kung ano nangyayari doon, kung bakit dinala sa ganyang court din yung iba nilang leaders. Pero sinasabi niya dito, ganun din. May support din. Kasi nga po, may issue talaga na nangingialam ang ICC sa mga hindi dapat pakialaman tulad ng panghihimasok sa politika. Alam mo, hindi kasi ang ginawa-gawa lang nilang rason na parang crimes against humanity. Pero in reality, it is all about politics. Kaya nga, maraming nagde-demonstrate pag merong leader na dinala dyan dahil ang charges is crime against humanity, but ang katunayan kaya sila naandyan, it's because of politics. Yung kalaban nila ang gumagawa ng mga quote-unquote fabricated evidences, fabricated witness. So ganun po ang ginagawa. Kaya marami din po talaga, hindi lang si Pangulong Duterte. This only shows na itong ICC may problema ho ito talaga. Kasi kung matino ito, bakit umalis ang US? Bakit umalis ang iba pang mga bansa? Nag-alisan ho sila. Kasi sa tingin nila, wala itong moral parang moral authority. Dahil nga sila mismo may pagka yung quote-unquote nilang human rights defender ay hindi naman nila dinidefend talaga yung tunay na human. But more or less is pagka subordinate sa kanila, yung race, binabanatan po nila. Yun po ang talagang cases na nangyayari, issue dito sa ICC. I'm not saying it is true, but it is an issue with ICC.
supporters have turned out here to support their various how can I put it, suspects who are detained in this building here.
Does that have any impact, negative or otherwise, on the proceedings?
Well, it can have a negative impact on the proceedings if, as I said, the media or the supporters turn against the judicial process. And the judicial process must be respected. As I've said, this issue is the subject of intense debate in the Philippines. But let's just put the politics on one side and the judicial process on the other side.
Attorney Kaufman, you mentioned that you work with or you knew
Ito, maganda ito. Sasabihin niya yung background nung kalaban niyang magpo-prosecute naman kay Pangulong Duterte.
Prosecutor Karim Khan. Can you comment on that? Did you really work with him in some cases before the
Well,
case?
put it this way, I've never worked with Karim Khan on a case together. I know Karim Khan for many years. He has a similar background to the same background that I have. We've been working in international criminal tribunals for many years. I was a former prosecutor, so was he. So we've both worked on both sides of the tennis court, if I can put it that way. My familiarity with Karim Khan goes back many years.
So, familiar daw siya dito doon sa prosecutor. Matagal na nakipagtrabaho sa kanya ito.
I respect him. I hope that he will be fair. I have no reason to doubt that he will be extremely fair in his process. And as I said, I look forward to working opposite him in the courtroom.
Attorney Kaufman, you're one of the few people who have seen former President Duterte. You get to visit him. How is
Duterte yun ha. Mali yung caption.
he health-wise and, physically and emotionally?
Well, as I said, he's in good spirits, and I will keep on saying that because he is in good spirits. Obviously, he's 80 years old, and with all the accompanying medical issues that accompany someone who's 80 years old, and it's not easy to get adjusted to the life in UN detention or ICC detention. So those are the only challenges that he's facing at the moment.
Okay.
Is there any word from President Duterte that he's requesting from you?
Everything that I've said regarding the need to respect the judicial process is something that I know that he endorses fully. Okay, thank you very much. I've got to go in now.
Thank you.
Ang ganda nung sinabi na yun, ano? Yun lang ang message ni Pangulong Duterte. Message lang niya, respetuhin natin ang korte.